Question four. I don't think your creation has to be good to grow from it. What are some things you create that might not be considered great, but something that you still gain value from the creation? And then, do you have any words of encouragement for those who get discouraged when their creations fall short of their expectations?
Punk music. It's terrible. It's not good. But we create it anyways because we love it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I mean, I like even like as a kid, like I used to write dumb poems and paint and draw pictures that you couldn't even tell what it was because I was so bad at it. But I enjoyed it,
Right.
you know? Like you listen to a lot of like really harsh music, like black metal or harsh noise or a lot of the death metal stuff that I listen to or grindcore, and it's like, dude, that's horrible. But the people doing it probably absolutely love it.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, good and quality is subjective for the most part.
Yeah, definitely.
It's totally arbitrary, and as long as someone gets fulfillment out of it, it doesn't have to be great.
Right. I mean, my wife almost broke up with me while we were dating when I took her to a hardcore show. She's like, "Yeah, I can't do that. It's
Oh yeah, my
terrible."
wife's yeah, Lauren's a civilian too. Her her first hardcore show was in Brooklyn, New York, and it was it was interesting to say the least. Like I went up and sang a song with one of the bands, and I was like, "Did you see me up there?" She's like, "Yeah, it was terrible." I was so bad the sound guy cut the mic, dude.
It's
It
awesome.
was insane. But yeah, it doesn't have to be good.
Right. I mean, it's all about the enjoyment. And,
Yeah.
I talked to a kid, men especially have a hard time expressing emotions and, dealing with their mental health and all that kind of stuff. So he's like, punk, metal, hardcore is the best mental health outlet that men have.
hmm
Because it's like you can scream your head off and just let it all out. And it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to make sense.
And you and and it's not stigmatized.
Right.
And you can do it and not actually have to talk about what's bothering you.
Right.
But you can still it's still the best outlet. What
It's
was the
great.
second part of that question? I already forgot it.
Um, do you have words of encouragement for those who get discouraged when their creations fall short of their expectations?
Yeah, it doesn't matter,
I mean,
you
it's
know?
all part of your journey. It's
Yeah.
mistakes happen. It's never going to be good at start anyway.
Do you know how many I've tried to write so many songs and poems and short stories, and I've literally scrapped every single one. Literally every single one. But it never discouraged me from doing it again.
Right.
It's because it felt good in the moment. And, a lot of those kind of creations, like I don't even care if anyone hears it or reads it or sees it or whatever. It's for me.
Right.
And, that's creation in its purest form.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably you hit the nail on the head is like create for yourself. It doesn't matter if it's great or anything. If it's feeding your soul by doing it, that's ultimately the important goal.
But I think if someone can relate to it and get something out of it, I would say that's like the most important part. But making something that aids someone else's personal journey is incredibly satisfying.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Being able to do something that someone else can relate to is
Yeah,
very
like,
satisfying.
it sounds super corny, but like seeing your name in the thanks list of a band's record. And, there was one band that actually, one of the members actually said, thanks to Adam for helping me realize, my musical journey in putting this record out. I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that's heavy. And that right there, like, makes all the other things that failed worth it, because that's like that has deep meaning, that it
Right.
meant enough for him to put it on the record. It wasn't just like thanks Adam, thanks Chad, thanks this
Right.
guy, thanks that guy. Like no, thank you, and this is why.
Right.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I always got a kick out of seeing my photos on an album.
It's
Like
awesome, isn't it?
it's just so satisfying. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know if you knew, but there's that Circle Jerks live album.
At House of Blues.
I think so.
Yeah.
But the gatefold is just one big photo.
Hmm.
That's mine.
Did they credit you?
Yeah.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Joe Escalante actually gave me $200 for it too.
Did you know my story of my connection to Joe Escalante?
Uh-uh.
My dad taught with his sister at La Habra High School. When she found out that my dad's son was into punk rock, she told Joe, and Joe would get me in for free to Vandal shows in high school.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
I mean, that just
little,
goes back to the just how cool the punk world is.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
he'd never met me. And then years later, we helped distribute some Vandals records that they put out themselves. And Joe called me and I told him that story. And he was just like, that was you? And like, and you're still doing this? Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
partly because like you reached out to me and made me feel like part of it.
Yeah.
And that like reinforced and solidified my wanting to be there. It was people doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
We don't
that's
have to
amazing.
do any of this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, getting that email from Joe, I was just like, "Oh my goodness. This is crazy." It was just
Yeah.
such a moment of, "All right, I've arrived."
Validation.
Yeah, it was good of validation and I had pictures on albums before, but it was just like such a legendary band.
Yeah.
Getting emailed and asked from such a legendary person within the punk world, and you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It was a
All
great
those
feeling.
all those times you spent in crappy clubs, and you know, it's all worth it now.